Anybody's videos. I just couldn't do it.
Now we're gonna have people really think about things now. And now they're like, I'm never going to a public restroom again because those idiots are in there doing things.
Everything on the front of the shelves are going to be completely stocked, and the shelves are going to look great, but there's going to be no stock anywhere behind them.
You know what?
And they just decided to push it over to YouTube.
I sometimes even think so far as, what if I happen to come across another person doing the same thing, who like grabs a different one, and
you just look at them and nod. You just look at them and you look at them in the eyes and you just nod because you understand each other, and you keep walking.
No, you judge them. You judge them and then go, I'm pretending that I'm better than them.
True.
I mean, let's face it. That's what we all do, and then we.
Oh no, I will announce what I'm doing. If I'm getting something right by somebody, I'm like, hey, can I get right beside you? They're going to hand it. No, don't hand me that one. I got to reach back and go grab another one because I just don't buy the front shelf item. And they always laugh. It's always whatever. And I'm thinking, you do it too. Shut up. Because all these items are on the front of these shelves in this store. So I know damn well we got a whole bunch of people in here that ain't trying to get groped products.
Okay, who's going to admit that at Christmas? Who's going to admit that at Christmas time and Easter, when they have all the seasonal toys out, y'all go push the button of the little animals that do the dancing and singing just so you can hear them?
Yeah, I still.
My ex used to do that, but then would pass gas and walk to the next aisle and wait for people to walk down that aisle with everything going off.
Yeah. Oh, I always blame the person that was in front of you. It's not me, it's her. Wasn't that just gross? They turn around and go, what?
Can't take her anywhere.
Like you know her, yeah. Like you're going to admit you know the person that you're lying about who did the fluffy.
Yeah. It's always funny though, like when you go to the next aisle and you hear somebody go, "Oh my God, you better pee your pants laughing so hard. You better get to the next aisle over at least because they're coming." Hiding stuff in the store. I know that sounds crazy, but like I thought that's where that story was going with the Christmas toys that were in season and stuff. That when there's a hard to get item and like somebody needs to get it and they're just not able to get the store right then, or you're limited because some of them they limit, sticking it behind other toys, or you're going to come back and pick that up. I have seen so many do it.
Have you guys ever seen the videos where people take all the toilet paper out of one stall and they sit in one stall and wait until someone's using the other one, and they ask for toilet paper and they hand them some toilet paper with nutter butter on it?
No.
It's disgusting.
Oh my God! Now I know why you fall. Now I know why you fall asleep on the toilet. You're sitting there waiting to play this prank on somebody.
Yeah.
People are doing that with the baby formula though now. The Christmas toy thing where they hide toys or hide certain things in the store, because we all know those employees in certain stores are not digging behind all the products to go make sure that there's nothing sitting back there and do reshops. They're just not doing it.
You wouldn't think.
And so you can go in there a week later and go right back to the item that you put there to go get it most of the time, unless whatever is in front of it sold out. And my friend told me the other day that she saw the formula that a friend of hers needed. She said, yeah, I put her a couple cans back behind something. I hid it behind the dog food so she can go pick it up when she gets off work. It's sad that they have to do that with the baby formula, but they are.
Yeah.
So now I've catch myself looking like behind stuff. Like, do I see baby formula back there? Because I got a friend that's looking for certain stuff. So I'm digging through Walmart in different random places to see if you got baby formula hid.
So that wouldn't work with ice cream though.
No, but you can hide it behind like frozen vegetables because they don't get shopped that often.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hid the Bluebonnet cheesecake flavored ice cream you like because they only had 2 left. I put it in the coffee aisle behind the flavors.
That's what a true friend does.
If you get botulism, it's not my fault.
I have this obsession with this one kind of ice cream, and it's seasonal. It only comes out once a year, which really sucks. Um, it's the crazy cookie dough, the cake batter ice cream with the
I
cookie
like
dough in
cake
it.
batter ice cream.
Ah, that is the best stuff. It's a bluebell ice cream, and now they only do it in pints, or if you get the big, like, what is it, like 2.5, 3 gallon bucket, like they scoop in the stores. That's the only two sizes you can get in it. And the flavor just had the release of the ad, so it's coming out here shortly. My friend sent it to me the other day. She thinks it's hilarious that I love that stuff, but I would hide it behind the cheap ice cream if I wasn't going to get all of them right then, because they usually start like 10 to 12 at a time, and I can, if I'm going straight home, I can get them. But if I'm not going straight home, I don't have a way to keep them from melting from the store. So I'd hide them, sure would, and then have another row stocked back up when I went back to go get them when I was going straight home. So you get 2 rows.
Well, I feel sorry for you because we always have the cookie dough ice cream from
Not just
Tillamook.
cookie dough. It's not just cookie dough though. It's a
But we
special.
always have that. We always have that in stock because Tillamook makes it, and I just live across the bridge from it.
Oh, but that's not Bluebell.
No, but it's Tillamook,
Yeah,
and Tillamook
no,
is the best
no,
ice cream.
We don't know
Sorry.
nothing about that down here. We don't know nothing about that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Bluebell
you
is
guys,
the
I don't
best
think you
ice
guys
cream in
get
the country.
Tillamook.
I hear Paw Patrol saying it's the best in the country.
Yeah.
Tillamook? Tillamook?
No, Bluebell.
Oh.
I agree, and I don't even live anywhere close to where Bluebell is produced. I've been to the factory in Texas, believe it or not.
I wrote the factory. I wrote email after email after email to them people because I was like, I need to order this ice cream. Like, if you will ship it to a store here, even the drugstore was willing to order it for me. Because at the time they couldn't even get the 3 gallon thing or 2.5 gallon, whatever it is. I said, I just need to get one of those, or I need to get a couple of the cases of, before you stop making it, of the pints. Like, I can put it in the deep freeze and it'll last for a while. No, I couldn't get, they didn't do stuff like that, which I know is bullshit because I used to work with my dad doing vendor stuff, and the Bluebell man in Delhi told me that we could do that. So I said, that's fine. So I just went to a gas station. I knew Scooped Ice Cream, and he had some in stock, his own scooping, for the store. I said, when do you make out your order? He told me what day, and I said, you think can I buy one of those from you? Like, get it for whatever price you're going to charge me? I mean, if I've got to do every scoop, I will figure out how many scoops are in there, but I want to buy that. He said, I'll give it to you what my cost is. So he said, call me on this day because I ordered this day and I'll get it in and then it'll be here like on this day. I said, okay. So the first time I called, something had happened at the store, and so they couldn't get it. It took me 3 weeks to get it, call at the right time to get it ordered, but you better bet your butt I got it ordered. And I bought all these little, like, plastic, it was like it was 2 sleeves. They were like thick plastic cups and lids that you could, like, put up, like you'd put, I don't know, a sauce or something you were, jarring to give away or to do for a product thing. You know what I'm talking about. I scooped it out into my own little, what I called my own little mini pint size. I got me a scoop, and I got that big 3-gallon thing, and I scooped and I scooped and I scooped. But I had a whole bunch of little bowls and lids stacked up with all my ice cream, and it lasted for a while. I need to do that again.
Why didn't you just ask him to order you your own 3.5 gallon?
I did, but that's what I'm saying. He did get me one. It took me 3 weeks to get it, but I had to scoop it out because otherwise I'd have been outside at the deep freeze every time I wanted it scooping. Yeah. So I just scooped it into my own bowls and had like serving sizes out of that big bucket, and I had a whole bunch of servings there, ready.
That's smart. I just go to Brahms. Brahms. They have all the Bluebell that you want.
Look for that flavor. It should be coming out. If you have not tried that flavor, crazy cookie dough with a K, not a C.
Okay.
And it's yellow cake batter ice cream with the like sugar cookie dough in it.
Mm-hmm.
All rainbow colored sugar cookie doughs. Oh, it's amazing.
It just sounds like diabetes waiting to happen.
It is, but it's worth every bite of it.
Oh. Oh God.
Oh, there's something else I wrote to people about trying to order. Like, I get on kicks and stuff, and I stay on it for a while. I don't eat a whole lot of different things. I stay on one or two things for a while. And my teeth bother me a lot. I've had like some bad issues with my teeth since I had him because he sucked all the calcium out of my body. Seems like. And my teeth were hit really hard. They're really thin. So there were certain things while I was getting a lot of dental work done. I had a few surgeries done, and I could eat the freeze-dried apple crisp because they like melted in my mouth. I didn't have to bite them. They'd just melt. Well, I was buying them at Walmart, and they were so outrageous once I found them somewhere else. I realized how much I was really paying and hunting them down everywhere. The Dollar Tree sold them, $1 a bag. And I had my friend, she would go to every Dollar Tree in that area and another friend the opposite direction. And when they found them, everybody would buy all they could get. And then I wrote to that brand multiple times. I knew they were the ones, after doing some research, that Dollar Tree ordered from. Oh, well, they couldn't do whatever. So I'd have to go to an individual store and ask them to order extra. But they never would order enough, so they never had any on the shelf because every time they came in, I knew what the boxes looked like, and I'd just buy them all. I'm off that kick now. I still have some at this point.
Did you all know that you can buy the cookie dough from Costco?
Cookie dough?
Yeah, the cookie dough. You can go to their bakery and ask them for a case of whatever flavor you want, and they will put the price tag on it of however much it was going to cost for how many's in that case, and you can buy it by the case and put it in their
Do they have good cookies or something?
Oh, yeah. But
we don't have Costco, so
the
I didn't
dough
know.
is already made and everything. You just pop, however many cookies you want. You just put it on a tray and throw it in the oven, and you've got, your 3 or 4 cookies or whatever. And then you got a case of it sitting in the freezer.
Kind of like the pre-done cookies on the cookie doughs on a sheet that you put in the freezer. It's they're all done. Like Pillsbury has some, and then like the kids sell them at school now. Is that what you're talking about? Okay.
Yeah, but these are like the big cookies. They're not little cookies. They're big cookies. And you can ask them for a case of whatever flavor you want and stick them in your freezer and just pull however many you want out.
I bet we could do that. Something to that, like Great American Cookie Company. That's about the biggest thing we have for cookies like that. We don't have a Costco.
We don't have those here. Oh, well, that's too bad.
We don't have Costco. We don't have.
We have 2.
What is there's another big, is it Trader Joe's? I wish we had a Trader Joe's here. We don't have Trader Joe's down here. We don't have Winn-Dixie.
Oh, we don't have a Winn-Dixie either.
We don't have Kmart anymore. We don't have Toys R Us anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, all the stuff that used to have the cool sales, like blue light specials on Saturday mornings, those are all gone.
Blue light specials.
Don't you remember blue light
That was a long
specials?
time ago. We lost our Kmart probably 20 years ago.
Oh, we
So
lost
when
ours
you
a
say
long
that,
time
it's
ago
like-
too, but I remember them. That was the cool thing. That was every Saturday. My mom, we're gonna go to the blue light special.
I always miss the blue light specials. I was either too early or too late. Or it was something I didn't want.
Yeah. And Toys R Us used to have the best Santa Claus at Christmas time. Here anyway. Because we used to go to the mall, but then it would be such a long line or it would be a really bad Santa actor. So it sucked. But Toys R Us always had a good Santa Claus. That was Kaiser's first Christmas picture with Santa. Was at the Toys R Us.
No.
But now we don't have
Did
it.
they
He told me
close
the other
down
night they're making
completely?
most of their physical stores.
And that makes me wonder if they got one over in Portland still. Because it was a combination Babies R Us and a Toys R Us.
Mm-hmm. I think they had
now I
added the
wonder if
kid.
we could-
Was it Kids R Us? Is that the other part of it? Like it's a 3-part thing. babies, kids, and toys, I think. This one had 3 sections. I don't know, it might not have been Kids R Us, but it was a 3 sectioned off thing in the store. And the next year, well, maybe not the exact next year, but like 2 years after, it was gone. But Kaiser informed me the other night, I don't know where he got his information from. We're going to have to fact check this, but he said they're going to make a comeback, Mama. Toys R Us is making a comeback. I said, is that
Oh, that's
for real?
just wishful thinking.
Do what?
That's just wishful thinking on his part.
Yeah, we need to fact check
If
that.
he wishes hard enough, it'll show up.
Well, I guess he does kind of have that mindset. We won't talk about why, but
Well, they still have KB toys if you want to go toy shopping. I don't know if you'll have a KB toys, but
like in the
down
mall,
here
like
we
the
have-
little, like they put them in the mall and
Yeah.
stuff. It seems like
Yeah.
there's got to be a toy. Well, the last time we went to the mall, you know those little kiosk things that the people sell all these random, basically pieces of junk toys that do stuff. They're flying drones and they got robots going and dogs barking on
Yeah.
leashes and all that crap. I was asking one of them
Yeah.
if they had a specific robot that he had been talking about he had seen the last time we were there. Well, they didn't have it out there. He couldn't find it. He said, but let's go ask down here. I thought it was another kiosk. No, it was a whole storefront of that crap. They had filled
Yeah.
up an entire store. So I don't know if they still have that toy store like I know what you're talking about now. I have to check on that. I need to check into that.
Yeah. Do y'all like going to like Dave and Buster's and everything like that? Do y'all have Dave and Buster's near y'all?
I used to, but then I got old.
I
My kids.
thought
got
that's what Dave and Buster's was for the adults.
Well,
Arts.
younger parents. Well, I don't know. I mean, my kids liked it, but my kids are older.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
They're in college.
We
Well,
don't have one.
I used to go into the very first one. It's here in Dallas, but they moved across the street. But that very first Dave and Buster's was so cool. They had a movie theater in the back, and all they did was play cartoons on the movie theater. And in the front, there was like I'd say about 6 to 8 pool tables, and then in the middle they had the dining room, and then the arcade, and then the theater in the way back. It was pretty cool. It was a cool setup. But,
We
yeah,
we have Chuck E. Cheese now, and we haven't had it very long. But we don't have a Dave and Buster's close. I mean, I think it's like an hour and a half, 2 hours to get to the closest one.
yeah. It was really surprising when I was a kid going to like Dave and Buster's, because you would get these really expensive cars that people would go in and valet. They would valet cars at the Dave and Buster's. I'm like, damn. But yeah. Trying to think what else is around here that y'all might know. Yeah, it's kind of changed over the years here in Dallas, because I went to the very first Chili's when they opened up in the 1980s, which is a totally different menu from nowadays. I mean, back then it was like good, juicy, big hamburgers and a full basket of fries. So, and everyone's quiet.
I know. Well, we were listening.
Yeah. So, I'm trying to
I'm
think.
actually eating my face for the first time today.
I
I didn't want to crunch in your ears.
it's
Thank
fine.
you. We had an arcade. We had an arcade in our mall when I was younger. I remember growing up going to the specific parts of the arcade. It wasn't huge, but they had this Gumby ride, like the big green guy Gumby,
Yeah.
and they had like a little kid section kind of in the back, and they had like a little bumper car thing, and but then they closed it as I got older, and so we didn't have an arcade in our mall for a long time, and we had a huge carousel in the middle. That was like the big deal. This huge carousel we had.
Yeah.
And then they ended up getting rid of it, but they got another nice, they upgraded it a couple years after they got rid of it, and they just got a new one basically, but it's really nice now. But we have another arcade, and it is an entire former Burlington Coat Factory store, like one of the big store fronts
Wow.
that they had in the mall. They made it into an entire arcade. It's that Tilt Studios that they have in a lot of places
Oh,
now.
yeah.
Oh my gosh. I mean,
Tilt
the
is
biggest
one of the.
the biggest crane machines I've ever seen in my life, like life-size crane machines.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
I mean,
Back about 15 years ago, they built a outlet mall in Grapevine, Texas, and we would go out there, and they had a place called GameWorks, and it was owned by the same people that own DreamWorks. DreamWorks, the movie production company.
yeah.
They had some arcade games where you get into the seat and it was on hydraulics. So when you're shooting the like different things, it would shoot you up. And
Oh,
you
cool.
would shoot more stuff and it would shoot you up again. You went up about 2 stories. Then when the game was over, they would drop you back down. It was pretty cool.
They have bumper cars in this place. They have, I mean, like adult size bumper cars in this place because I had to get in to let him drive because he wasn't tall enough. Like the real bumper cars, it's really cool. They have bumper cars. They have blacklight golf and laser tag and
Yeah.
all kinds of stuff in this place. And I mean, it's not like it's a big city. There's no big cities around here. So for them to bring that in was pretty cool. And that's what he has wanted to do for his birthday pretty much each year. He wants me and him to go do that. Sometimes we invite a friend and like their mom, but most of the time it's just me and him. He loves it.
Yeah. Well, I tell my sister there's certain places that I want for my birthday too. And last year was so fun. I want to go back this year. We went to Texas Live out in Arlington, Texas, and we had a blast because we watched the Cowboy game and that video screen in that place is enormous.
It is spectacular.
Oh, you've been there
Only one time.
at Texas Live?
I've never been. I never had an urge to go see the Cowboys because I don't really care for them, or I didn't care for them.
Yeah.
But that's probably the only time that I've actually been a semi-fan.
Yeah. Cool.
I was blown away.
Yeah, that place is huge. It doesn't look big from the outside, but once you get inside, it's just like, how did they fit all this into this place?
Right.
And then there's a stage outside. And then the new stadium's right there. And the old stadium's on the other side of the street. And then Cowboy Stadium is down a little ways. So that is like the entertainment area of Dallas and Fort Worth.
It's definitely not somewhere I liked driving in during anything big happening. And I've been for 2 big events there, and I'll pass. I will take the trolley bus thing they do from the certain parking lot. I'm not trying. No, I'm gonna park on the outskirts in the closest little system that takes us in. That's what we're gonna do.
Well, there's really no. They don't even have a bus system out there.
Well, they have like the buses that go back and forth. Like, I don't know what y'all call
Yeah.
those that go to the different stadiums and stuff.
The
If you park on
trolley
the,
town.
we can park on the edge of those parking lots. You just got to get in the edge of the parking lot somewhere that goes with those little buses, and we'll
Yeah.
ride in from there. I'm not fixing to try to get parking up nowhere close. Heck no.
Oh, not for $80 to park.
Okay.
Hell no. It's $80 to park right next to the stadium. $80 to $100.
They got Uber
Yeah.
and Lyft now. I'd rather do that or the trolley thing and get in there. No, I'm good.
Yeah.
Houston was not
Yeah,
as bad as it is right there in that area, that stadium area in Dallas. Fort
Yeah.
Worth area. I'd rather drive in Houston. I took my sister to a concert in Houston, and I'd rather drive down there in their busy area where they had concerts and stuff than I would in that area. It's too congested. It's too compacted, I guess. There's so
Yeah.
many people and not enough space for those people.
Let me tell you. I graduated in Arlington, Texas before all this construction and stuff, or before the new stadium and before Texas Live and everything. It was pretty cool. But now it's just like, I don't know if I would live out there again. But
I think people have to be made for cities like that can handle it and do it daily.
yeah.
I'm not made for that.
Well, I don't have a car, so it would be hard for me to get around out there now. So that's why I'm in Dallas. I have a bus system.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. Yeah. I love my hometown. I only live like not even a mile away from where I was born. So
That's good. I have a friend that I have family out there, but I have a friend the Grand Prairie, Arlington area,
yeah.
and then I have a friend that's got parents. Her parents still live there, and they live in Carrollton.
Yeah. That's a pretty long ways from those two places. You don't realize it, but going from like Grand Prairie to Carrollton probably would take you about an hour.
Right.
That's with good traffic. Bad traffic, maybe 2 hours. But yeah.
Hopefully, we're gonna come to Texas Motor Speedway. I don't know
Oh, that is so
this next
fun.
one or not, but that's this next time they come, like this next season.
Yeah.
We were both sick whenever we were going. We for a birthday trip, a late birthday trip. We were supposed to go this past year, and so we ended up not going. But we're gonna probably go this next season to watch the race.
Fun. Yeah, my sister and I went to a IndyCar race out there one year, and we got to go for free because I smoked Marlboro Reds and I got on their mailing list, and they sent us like a big package with with pit passes and
cool.
like all the good stuff. So we went out there, did that. Then we went to Lone Star Park, which is the horse track, the same day, and hung out at the horse track. So we got racing all around that day. It was fun. You had to have been there.
I've never been to the horse track.
Oh, it's fun.
I've heard it's fun. I've heard it's a lot of fun, but I've never been. And we have the one, we've had it for a long time, or they have anyway, in Shreveport.
Yeah.
But I've never actually been to it to watch a race or anything.
The funniest thing I ever heard my grandmother say was at a horse track. And she said, "Lap that ass. Lap that ass." I'm like, grandmother. So, yeah, it was funny. But I'm going to go outside and smoke a cigarette. I'll be back.
Okay.
All right. I'll be back, y'all. Oh.
Has anybody heard from Phil today?
I thought I saw him in a room earlier, but I might have been mistaken. I thought I did. I thought I saw him in voice earlier, but I can't promise that. I just thought it was early in the day today.
Oh, because I haven't seen him on here, so I was just wondering if he was okay today.
Seems like
Somebody
it stood
mentioned-
out. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Somebody did mention earlier, I think, that they were able to talk to him some like this morning, I think, and he sounded pretty good. So that's good.
Yes, indeed it is. Code.
Hi, Mallory. Unplug your mic. Say hi.
Hi.
Hey, Mallory, that's Claude. I was about to respond, but you came in, so I was just telling you that's Claude.
Oh, hi.
Well, no, the one you're talking about, you asked a question who it was. It's Claude. That's what his name is, his screen name.
Oh, they were friend requested me, but I didn't know who they were. So, thank you.
You're welcome. Don't everybody talk at once.
I'm still chomping on salad.
Oh my Lord. Rabbit, hurry up. You've been chomping that salad for 45 minutes.
I'm sorry.
I'm just messing.
I enjoy my food when I finally eat.
I don't have that long to sit down to eat usually. Hey, Mallory, so you got to tell us your crazy thoughts that you don't think anybody else has, like about germs and about being in public and going to the bathroom in public places, because you missed it earlier.
Would I be weird if I just, like, went pee at the public restroom and washed my hands like a normal person and then just left? I didn't really think anything about it. I mean, unless it was like a crazy fucking experience where like I was at like a gas station that I didn't want to be at, or like I remember once, I guess the craziest story I guess that I have is when my best friend and I were at Santa Monica Pier and we were at the beach, and we both like were in the restroom, but I don't know if you guys are aware of how the restrooms at like the beach smell, but it's like a really salty, strange, like earthy, watery fucking it's like a weird, I don't know. So my friend was like, we both got into a stall and we were like both gonna pee, and then she was like, don't listen, and then like I think she went out into the like, I don't know, the common area of the bathroom and like turned on a sink, and she was like, that was it. And from then on I've been more comfortable peeing with a sink running, but that was just the weirdest maybe that I needed. Maybe the sink running. But I think that the weirdest was just the way that the ocean, like everything just smells like salt water. That's all. Otherwise I try not to think about it. I just like go.
Mallory, do you sit or squat when you go?
I don't think I want to admit that, or what I do. Other like, like the
Or hover.
specifics
You
of what
hover.
I do. I'm still not gonna like.
We talked about that too.
People do what they gotta do. Like, I mean, I've seen all kinds of stuff and methods, you know, whatever. Like, however you think that you might contract venereal disease is up to you. But I personally don't. I not only will I not answer that, but I just like also think that people who like overly pad up, like, I mean, come on, like, you're adorable, but get the fuck over yourself. Like, it's a public toilet. Like, just bring like alcohol wipes and like, you know, wipe your booty with them or something. But don't be annoyed that, I don't know, whatever.
Can you beat the sensor on the toilet before it flushes?
Absolutely not. Mine are like the ones at my school are like as soon as you lift your ass from whatever position that you chose to use, that automatic sensor just whoosh. There's no time to hit it. There's if you had a decision to make it, you didn't have it because whoosh. That's at least
That's
at my
what
school.
we were missing the sound effects. Thank you, Mallory. We didn't do the sound effects.
Perfect.
You're welcome. My university is the only place I think I go to a public restroom, unless it's like a restaurant. But I think I just assume that everything bleaches itself. Like, I'm one of those people that has like I'm naive really bad, and I'm just like, everything's clean and lovely. No one, you know, cheats on each other or, you know, goes from ass to mouth. Like, that just doesn't happen. But it does. So I don't know why I bother denying it, to be honest.
You don't know why you bothered to get on tonight.
Sorry?
You said you don't know why you bothered to get on tonight?
No, I'm just not surprised by like what people do at all.
Oh.
If I've thought of it, I know someone's done it at least once.
What about getting when you're shopping? Do you get the first item that is on the shelf, or do you get the items behind the front item?
Today we went to Home Depot and my boyfriend was like, "Oh, there's not enough screws," but I was like, "If you just take the shelf out, there's like a whole box of screws behind it." So I think I'm investigative. My boyfriend would have left without the proper number of screws if I hadn't showed him that there was a box behind there with like a replenished supply. So I don't know. Take from that what you will.
Well, we were discussing that some of us do not buy the item that's in front. You know, the one that everybody gropes when they're looking at the products before they decide if they're going to buy it, and they put it back and don't buy it. So you buy the next one in the line, or
why?
You know, a few items back.
A shit? We're not gonna. Well, unless it's like food. Well, even if it's like macaroni and cheese, like let's say it's like a box of mac and cheese. Like let's say like 1,000 people touch it. Who gives a shit? Like the shells and the cheese and everything are like inside the box. So, that's just silly. Like that's probably a North American thing, to be honest. People in Europe aren't so cringe about stupid shit like that, or like the bananas that don't look good, or like this or that. Like, they'll just buy it. It's like gonna be eaten within the same day. It doesn't have to look perfect.
But people could have just gone to the bathroom and, as we were using as an example, had a hole go through the toilet paper, and then they didn't wash their hands, and they just groped 5 items that I need. I'm buying the back one.
If it's vegetables and fruit, you should be probably washing it anyway. But if it's like, if it's anything else at the grocery store, it's not just anybody that's like in the store looking at it. I mean, you could accuse the store staff of not like washing their hands and shit like that. So, like, that's just, I don't know. They're gonna touch all the boxes with their shitty hands. You know what I mean? So, you can get that 5th one in the back, but it's still being touched by that dude who didn't wash his hands after he just, you know, had his big old horse penis pee all over the place. So, like, you guys, I don't know. If you guys are if anyone's hung up on those little things, like, I think statistically you're gonna be fine. Unless you're gonna go to the grocery store with gloves on and select everything and then wash it, including cardboard. I think you just have to take the chance that you're probably not as susceptible to the horrifying diseases on the boxes and stuff
It's not
that are
about the
actually
diseases.
present.
I don't do it because it's not about diseases or germs or germaphobe, whatever. I just have this mental hang up that people have gone to the bathroom or they've scratched their butt and they didn't take a shower and they smell like butt touching everything. I just have this thing in my head.
No, that's a fair thing to have in your brain, but consider that that's not just the general public. That might actually be the store staff as well. So if the entire store, if they haven't washed their booty hands, like, you know, all of the produce, all of the boxes, all of the shaved meats, like, it's all gonna be a part of their booty, and it's gonna come home with. And it's just something that you have to take into consideration if you're not gonna grow and do your own food. It's that people are gonna go to the store and touch all this stuff, and also touch their booties, including the people that work there. Like, there's not actually a law. Like, they put a sign up that's like, please wash your hands, but there's not an actual law or like a cop there that's like watching them with like aviators on in the bathroom. It's like, I fucking saw you didn't wash your hands, and then they're like, and I know you're gonna go back to the deli right now. Like, there isn't like an intimidation or shameful process. No one fucking like I don't know. Even when it comes to regular bathroom practices, like, I think people just pee all over themselves sometimes. Like, you'd be surprised looking at the toilets. Like, I don't know what the fuck happens in restrooms. So, as far as like the grocery store is concerned, I just buy the food, I take it out of the box, and then I put it in like a storage container or I freeze it or something. And then with fruit and vegetables, I always just rinse them off or wash them. Because I'm aware that people, I mean, there's like a whole meme, like, how close to the butthole do you need to get on the butt before you wash your hands? And I'm like, maybe, you know, I mean, sexually, you know, just wait, you know, 10 minutes. But after that, wash your goddamn hands. Like, this doesn't need to be a question. Just fucking do it. Like, just, why does there need to be a meme? Just do it. Thank you, please, thank you, you're welcome, love, Mallory, good night.
Okay,
Not
so
really,
Mallory, let me ask you this. So what I'm hearing you say is that if you watch somebody,
never go to the grocery store. I'm so sorry.
Wait. So what I hear you say is if you watch somebody at Walmart scratch their crotch and they're like grabbing a whole bunch of different packages and putting them back on the shelf, you're okay with taking that product that they've just touched, scratching their crotch?
That's a whole different story, because I've witnessed them touch their crotch. Like, that's like, okay, like, that's like a contextual, that's like a whole different story. If I saw somebody, you know, take a little scratch into the area where you're typically giving birth, I would probably not grab that Windex. But like, I'm not, you know, in every aisle all the time. I'm not, you know, omnipotent like Jesus. I can't tell when everybody's scratching their crotch or their asshole and touching my food. So I can only make educated decisions and grab what I can. If I saw somebody being gross, I personally haven't been into a Walmart in quite a while. I guess maybe because I just haven't had to. That's just me personally. But if it was at just any other store and someone was like, okay, so today I went and bought a bathing suit. I bought bathing suit bottoms. Bottoms always come with the sanitary liner, right? Like that thing that you take out of like the crotch area or whatever. I still washed those motherfuckers when I got them home before I put them on my beautiful body, because I'm like, I don't know how many vaginas have tried these on. I mean, maybe a couple, maybe 10. I don't know. But it's 10 too many. So sometimes you just gotta wash.
You've tried them on at the store, so you're still getting contaminated by.
No, ma'am. No. I did not try them on the store. I know what size I am. I went, I saw, and I conquered. I purchased. I took home. I took the sanitary liner off, and then I wash, and then I'm pretty confident that those are gonna look pretty damn decent on this bootay.
Oh, I love it. Oh, I hadn't left that art in a long time. That was good.
You're welcome. No, I know people are gross. Like, my professors always come in and they're like, my daughter, she's 2 years old. She was licking the floor again at daycare. Now I have a cold. And I'm like, oh, great. Now I'm susceptible to all these disgusting germs because you have a 2-year-old that likes to lick shit. Like, what the fuck? But, like, it's okay. It's gonna be okay. I'm confident in my germ fighting abilities and my abilities to wash things or boil them, because if it's macaroni and cheese, like, let's say the grossest, most horrifying, like, person who never washed their hands ever, they'd had their hands in their feminine parts for quite a while during the day. Even if they handled the macaroni and cheese box, I'm still boiling the noodles and stuff. Like, the box is being thrown out. Everything is gonna be okay. Even if it was the first one on the shelf, all of the shells inside will be boiled. Is that the wrong answer?
No, that was perfect. It couldn't have been any more right.
I grew up really poor. I didn't really have any time to think about, like, whether or not I was gonna eat shit. I'm like, I'm hungry. I have to eat. I will eat.
Dang, why does this keep doing this? Here we go. Hello.
We're here.
Okay.
I'm here.
I had an echo going on, so I had to do something with my earpiece for a second, and then I couldn't hear nobody, so. I think this is the mental in my head.
Oh my god. But I've actually seen that in a star, and I'm just like, oh my god, why is the mother not doing something about this?
Dude, I saw this couch. I wanted to buy it, but it was on Facebook Marketplace. But the lady that was, like, she was showcasing it, the picture she had the kid on, like, there was some kid, like, sitting on it, but he had his, like, bare-ass feet on it, and I'm like, what? Why would I pay full price for your dirty-ass kid's feet all over this couch? Like, kids are filthy. Why are there feet in this picture to advertise this as a sellable item in general? Like, feet don't sell. What are you doing? So, I understand this. This is a horrifying thing. Ew.
Oh man, thank you for all that.
I'm
We gotta
sorry.
get
I know the kid.
We
I know
need another
kids are
question so we
sticky
can
and
get her
gross,
going
but
again.
God damn. My fucking nieces and nephews are here out of town, and they're city kids or whatever. And I took them down the river this last weekend in inner tubes so we could, like, just float down the river for a couple of hours. These goddamn kids. Don't splash me. I don't want to get wet. Please don't do that. I might get germs. I'm just like, you're in a river. Like, we're going to get wet. This is like it's like a 100% possibility this is gonna happen. Like, why? And sometimes I wonder, like, maybe I just can't have children because they just complain about the most ridiculously stupid shit sometimes. I love them to death, but I can't be with them constantly because eventually I'm just like, you desperately need to get the hell over this, but I'm not their mom, so it's kind of like I can't say that to their face. Actually, one time last summer, this little girl, she's a part of our crew that we camp with and shit, and I was chopping up all these vegetables, and she's like, I don't eat any of these. And she had spent the last 3 days kind of just working me down, kind of, her smart-ass behavior was just like, don't double the amount that she would give her parents, like just to see if I would finally crack. And then finally, I mean, I've got huge knives in my hands. I'm like, cutting up all of these vegetables, and she's got the balls to tell me she's not going to eat dinner. So finally, I was like, Grant, can you come in and supervise your child before I kill her prematurely, because I'm going to slice her up, and she's going to be in the fajitas later if this doesn't stop. Like, kids just need to go away sometimes, and their parents need to, like, get them away from me when they're being too critical. Like, Auntie Mallory says the F word, just get over it. It's gonna be fine.
You're right.
Okay. Kaiser's mama. I'm killing myself and you're killing me over here. We need to stop. The memes have got to go.
Mallory has my chest hurting so bad. We're laughing. Oh my god.
I resemble some of these.
I don't know if I've ever said, oh yeah, but I'm always like, oh damn, like, I need to change a deodorant brand. Like, this is bad news bears. Those are nice
Like,
tattoos, though.
Okay,
I always think about Superstar in my head.
Here's some by the way information, or FYIs. Did you know that your cleavage actually can smell the same as your underarms? So you have to put deodorant between your breasts?
Yes.
The same.
I've seen, like, Italian, like, soap operas or something where they're like, the ardor of your breasts, and I'm like, what do you mean? Like, my tits smell like something? And I asked Kevin, I was like, Kevin, do my boobs smell? And he's like, no, and I know he's lying, so I know what you mean.
I had a
It's
friend that had
actually
used cornstarch. She used cornstarch because deodorant wouldn't do it. She used cornstarch and it worked.
Or baby powder or something, just anything to absorb. Damn.
Do what? I'm sorry.
You must have some ample bosoms, ladies.
My mom
No.
does.
I don't
I
have
didn't
enough.
get them. Thank the Lord. She's got
No,
huge
but
tits. I'm like, I don't want those. And she was always like, you're gonna get them, like taunting me with them. And I'm like, oh my god. And then when I finally did get boobs, they were in relatively approximate size to hers, like basically 1/3. And I was like, thank the Lord. Thank whoever my dad was. I got his boobs.
Not even a full good handful sometimes. Like,
That's
Oh, it
okay.
depends. I'm kind of fat right now, so I've got some good boobs. But when I'm thinner, when I was like in high school, I had no boobs. I was like, maybe 110 pounds soaking wet in high school. Like, I didn't have any boobs, and I was like, haha, mom, now what? And then I, started taking birth control and turned 26, and here we are today.
Mm-hmm.
I got pregnant and got huge and kept thinking, okay, this is when I'll finally get some decent sized boobs. Wrong answer. Nope. Hang it up.
It's the only place that I don't gain weight.
Exactly. Yes.
Oh my god, I'm the same way. Like, if God could take away my belly and just give me some tits and maybe like a bigger ass, I feel like I could actually love my body like as it was. But because God decided to give me a huge ass belly and nothing else, I feel like, what did I do? Like, was I a warmonger in the former life? Was I a sheep stealer? Like, what the fuck happened where I got
we got
this?
curves in all the wrong places.
Fair. This is not cool.
Oh my god. My mother, when I was in high school, she bought me some bras, and they were the smallest they made. She still had to stitch crosses in them to make them smaller so they'd fit. And that's how small I was. And all my friends would joke, because you could see through my t-shirts that she had stitched these crosses in there so that they would fit. And they didn't grow much more after that either, even after having a kid.
Well, my best friend, she just had a breast reduction, but after 15 years of lugging around some pretty large, melons, as it were, and she was always crying when we would go to dress shopping or something for like New Year's or Halloween or whatever the fuck it was, because I would be like, hell yeah, got my dress in like 10 seconds because I could fit it over this literally flat-chested nonsense, where she had to like, you know, shove her boobs into like like the dress sizes were just not available for her, and it was really unfortunate. And she's I think reduced about 2 sizes now, so she's always like, I need to lose all this weight to like come back to my breast size. And it's kind of weird how bodies always make us feel like we're disproportionate when we're probably just fine.
One's always bigger than the other. Anybody else notice that one? I know y'all have noticed that one.
I don't know, like, I'm pretty sure I know which one, but I don't look at myself from the front, so if I was going to ask somebody else, maybe they'd have a different answer.
Okay, so I have, one is definitely one size smaller.
Mine's like a size smaller.
But I also have boob 3 and 4. And boob 3 and 4 are bigger than boob 1 and 2. So how unfair is that? And they don't make a bra that has 4 cups. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
You're like a...
Yeah, it's curves in all the wrong places.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. You know, the boobs underneath the armpits.
I don't wear bras. I can't.
I actually
they make me so... my boobs are big enough to wear a bra, but I never got used to it or something as a kid, so, like, I feel like I'm suffocating. I can't fucking stand it. Even when it comes to, like, bikini tops and stuff, I have to have them where they're, like, the laced up ones in the back, they don't actually, like, secure, only because, like, I feel like I just can't breathe. It's pretty weird.
I can get away without wearing one.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
I was going to say, when I went in and had my last mammogram, I actually asked the gal, I says, can we just, like, squish 3 and 4 into 1 and 2? And she looked at me, she goes, oh my God, I have never heard that. And she had to walk out of the room, she was laughing so hard. I'm like, well, it's all the same stuff, right? We can just squish it in there and then, you know, make them pop out, and then you can actually do a mammogram and not kill me.
Dude, I had this conversation with this girl. It's kind of off topic, but, like, I was working at this place with this girl. She was, like, maybe 7 years older than me. But she was like, hey, guess what? I got told on the weekend that I've got a proper, like, black girl booty. Like, a good old high, you know, like, yummy, like, yum, yum, yum. You know what I'm saying. Everybody knows what I'm saying. So I was like, oh, that's so cool. Do I have one? And then she looked at me, like, in this horrifying face, and she just said, no, yours is lower. It's flatter. I was like, holy shit. I didn't argue back or anything. I was just like, all right, I guess I just don't have a black girl booty. I guess I'll just
You know
go
they make
now.
these underwear that have the built-in, like, silicone implants in the bottom of them, or like silicone butt cheeks for people with flat butts.
Well, no, but then she was like, your side thigh could be considered booty, but it's not. And I'm just like, what the fuck? So I kind of understand the 3 and 4s. Like, I'm like, well, if I could just shove some side thigh into the bikini bottom, I'd have like a proper, you know, Kim Kardashian ass. But because I don't, it's just the way that it is. Boo-hoo. I'm just kidding. Like it's ever bothered. Like, this is the funny thing about women and bodies and everything else. Has it ever stopped anyone from having sex with whomever they wanted to? Like, I've never had a guy or anyone say to me, sorry, your body is just too fucked up. I can't bother. I can't. Like, it's just too gross. Like, how often does that happen? It doesn't happen because people are not that terrible.
It doesn't. It doesn't.
Exactly.
And I don't care how much crap they talk about. People talk about certain women or guys talk about whatever. As soon as everybody walks out, you're still going home with that girl you were talking about.
Exactly. They might be a little bit more, like, I mean, obviously they're not going to be as, you know, flat-bellied as your 13-year-old cousin was back in the day, but, you know, nowadays, that was a joke. But what I mean is,
what do they say? More cushion for the pushing.
Well, like, what guy wants to go home with like a proper clothes hanger as opposed to like somebody who actually looks like a woman, right? So I've never had anybody be like, this could be different. You could be this or that. And if they have, then I've probably walked away and just been like, thanks, but no thanks. It's always been in our minds whether or not we're attractive.
I think that those of us that are fluffy, we make better pillows.
I bought some really sexy bikinis recently, like, and I've never really felt confident in myself, except when I'm, like, apparently a little bit bigger. And I'm like, well, everyone can just see it. I don't care.
It's all about who you are. That's what I think.
Oh yeah, like if you.
And you're absolutely right
I've never
about.
had a problem like hunting down a dude. Usually they're hunting me down. So, and it's never been because I had a flat stomach or because I was the best scholar or I blah 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 blah. It's probably because I made them laugh once, and I told them that they were cute and some pair of pants that they thought they were insecure about. So that's usually how I get dudes. No one's perfect, so I think everyone's got a lovely body. The more that I look at people when I go to the beach and stuff, like as an older person, I feel bad because I used to judge people really badly, like, oh my god, look at all these tubby people, but I was like a skinny person and I was young and I didn't realize that, you know, metabolism slowed down or people started drinking wine or maybe didn't run every day like I don't anymore, so it's not really a decent way to judge people.
True.
I think everybody's kind of lovely in their own way. Like, I think different types of bodies are super fun. I don't really have a type. I'm just like, oh, how cool. Like, and the more that I look at people when they're in bathing suits, for instance, the more that I realize, like, there isn't just one bathing suit body. Like, we all just look in our own different ways in a bathing suit, and I really appreciate that.
Okay, so for Matt E on chat, no, I do not have udders. I just have extra skin or flab or whatever under the armpits.
Don't reply to them. No, don't tell them you don't have
I'm
whatever.
just explaining because it's obviously a man who has no clue what it means to have extra
Then
skin.
he
under
clearly needs to fucking read a novel once in a while, or like maybe a book about science. Anyone who asks a woman if they have udders can literally utterly go fuck themselves. Like, what is wrong with people? How dare you?
Mallory,
and men are usually the worst for that. They're like, I've got these hairy ass legs, hairy ass chest. I smell like balls from whatever job I've been doing. My dick isn't small. I'm not funny. I can't cook. But I'm gonna, talk shit about your body. Like, oh my god, I can't handle that. Like, no thank you. That's why I don't read chat anymore, because everybody over there can go figgity fuck themselves if they're not gonna be up in here at least accusing you of doing something in voice chat. Like, if someone wanted to come up in here and talk shit to me about something, that'd be cool. But chat, nah. Like, everyone can say what they want in words, but that's just stupid and rude.
I found your meme, Mallory. Just then.
Is it bad that I've never seen I've never seen Labyrinth? I was so scared of it. I was like, I'm scared. I don't know. Are there witches? I was like super freaked out by that for some reason. So I have to go back and see that movie.
I just thought it was kind of fitting there to what you just said.
But
how
David
you were saying
was a hot young man, wasn't he? Like, I'll watch him shuffle some balls around for a while. Okay.
Okay, it's really sad when a man has bigger boobs than I do. I had a neighbor.
What movie was that? I can't remember. It was a Michael Myers movie, but which one?
Oh,
I don't remember.
So I looked up a pair of like, so I went to this drag show, and this a drag queen had like this pair like over like you'd put them over your chest, but they hung in place of like your boobs, and they were like a fake pair of tits, but they were massive, and like they were theatrically beautiful, obviously. So I looked up a pair, and I was like, well, if I could send them to 1776, that'd be really funny. Like, who would wear these big ass like pair of fake boobs? Except that the pair of fake boobs was like $250 USD, and I was like, the 1776 movement does not deserve boobs this nice. If they were a $10 pair of boobs, maybe, but I'm not sending them nice tits. Why would I do that? That's not... No. Nope, 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 nope,
nope. Those underwear that they have that have the little butt implant things like made into them.
So
they're
today
very.
I was at the swim store, and I was looking for stuff, and I kept seeing these tops that were like for mastectomy stuff, and I was like, why are they labeled this way? But then I realized that if people have mastectomies, that there's like a little bit of padding in them, as opposed to like just being like high chested, like to the neck, I guess you might say. So I'm like, how fucking adorable is that? Like, we're like, people who have had mastectomies can have really sexy swim tops. Like, I'm so happy for that. I almost shed like a little tear, but Kevin was there, so it was in and out. But I was like, this is so cool. Like, if I ever have to, have this procedure, I know that there's like some tops available that will sort of enable me to feel pretty again. That's so fucking great. I love that. I love technology. Thank you, Swim Shop.
Well, those underwear, you can't wear them.
Oh, those are huge.
Well, you can't wear the underwear that have the implants like how you would normally wear a pair of underwear. You have to wear them like halfway up your butt, up your butt. Like the butt implants have to be like halfway up.
Could you wear them in your same pair of jeans, or would you have to like up a size, or are they like could you fit your ass in there literally?
Well, I mean, I could still wear the same jeans, but you had to wear them in such an awkward position that there was really no wearing and going out or anything, because it just felt like your underwear were not on right, because you had these big silicone chunks on the midsection of your butt, where the bottom of your butt, where it's supposed to be.
Like, it'd be sad. It'd be pretty weird.
It's like your butt is at that point misplaced. That's what it feels like. Like the bottom of your butt cheeks, the curves of those do not match up with the real curves of your butt. If you do, it looks like your butt like dropped 3 or 4 inches into your jeans. It's weird.
I think I have to try this out now. I'm like so
yeah,
curious.
You gotta.
Like,
You have to see what I'm talking about. I mean, they may make them differently now, but I got some because it was always a joke about didn't have a butt and didn't have boobs, So we got some, and I tried, but I couldn't do it because the bottom of my butt was like feeling like it was halfway up my back.
I watched this show recently that like they gave this chick like a pair of jeans and like I think a pair of like 4-inch heels, and they were like, the heels are for you, and I think that they meant so that the person's butt could look nicer, like in heels. I don't know, like, is that a thing? I didn't wear heels when I was at my top hoary behavior between the ages of, let's say, 17 to 22. I didn't wear high heels because I'm a clumsy person and I topple over myself pretty quickly. So I was a flats or maybe a kitten heel, but I never went to the clubs in like some 3-inch heels and any of that. So when I finally did get a pair of heels and I looked in the mirror, I was like, damn, look at how they look. They make my legs and my booty look. Oh my gosh. I think that height or the heels like make everything look whatever. So when I heard that, I was like, these, and they were like, these are for you, and I'm like, you're right, like it is for you. It's so you can know that your butt looks good.
I'm going to look up a picture or 2 pictures for y'all. I want to show
Oh
you.
my
in just a
god, it was
minute.
from Kimmy Schmidt. Kimmy Schmidt is like basically my like homegirl. We came from the same humble circumstances where we both had light up, shoes and backpacks that talked to us. And then we grew up into people who also had those things but were also adults at the same time. Kimmy Schmidt, Netflix, the best.
Okay, y'all got to keep talking for a second because I got to find something. I'm trying to find these pictures to show
Where did you
y'all.
guys go today, Megan? Like with your son? Like where did you guys go? Or I'm serious.
You're okay. Just we went to the lake.
It looked really fun. Did he go inner tubing? Like, did you have a boat?
They did have a boat. They had a boat to pull tubes and stuff with, and they did that, and they went riding around the lake. It's a really big lake. It's the main lake that people go to hang out around here. Okay, hold on just a second, baby. Hang on just a minute. Okay. I'm back. He was telling me that he wants to save up money to get a dirt bike.
I'll go halvesies with him to get like a scooter. We could share.
There you go.
The motorized scooters look so fun, but I want one for myself so I could like put gas in it for myself. But like, I'll totally take little kid around and we could just have adventures and Slurpees.
There you go. He'd love it.
I'm really good with kids. The kids always love me. We always have such a good time. It's because I know how to feed them and buy them shit. And I listen. I really love when little children want to tell me all their little stories, and I'm like, oh my gosh, tell me all about it. And I don't feel like a lot of little kids have people that want to listen to them. I get the impression that it's pretty rare. Like, because they're so eager to talk, like, I wonder if they think they're being listened to by people sometimes. I like to make them feel like I've been listening, hopefully.
I'm sure. Sure they do. He comes up with some wild things. We'll just put it that way. He has got a very vivid imagination.
Does he like to read?
He's just turned 6.
Okay.
He started learning to read in kindergarten.
Like, when is reading? I'm so sorry.
Well, it depends on if you're in public or private here. Like the private schools start to learn to read in kindergarten. And then the public, they get the basics and stuff in kindergarten, but they don't really start reading like that usually until 1st grade. Now, we didn't learn to start reading until 1st or 2nd grade.
1st grade is like 9 or 10, or is it lower?
5 to 6 is usually kindergarten. No, you can have some that have later birthdays, so they turn 7 before.
Okay.
But 5 to 6 is the average age for kindergarten. And then
I was almost kidnapped in kindergarten.
Oh no, don't tell me that. Well, you can tell me about it now. You done said it.
It was like it's like the weirdest thing. So, like, I was in Los Angeles at the time. Like, I went to a public school in Encino. I still went there long after I had this attempt. So clearly my parents were just like, whatever. It was just a one-off. Like, but so we had to line up when we were in kindergarten in, like, there's these squares. So there's like I think there's 9 of them. So there's like 3 by 3, and like there's like hopscotch squares, and we all had to line up in them. So and our parents would come in and call us out, and then if we recognized them, we would go to them. This one lady, who was a teacher of mine, called my name, and I looked up, and she was like motioning toward this man that I'd never seen before, and I was like, no, I don't know him. And shortly after that, he like I watched him like back up and then just like disappear. He like just ran for it basically. Like that was weird. Like I don't know. I'm like a 35-year-old woman now.
That's not okay.
I was 5 at the time. Like that's pretty fucking scary. Like I could have gone in the back seat of some dude's car and like never been seen again. I don't know. Pretty weird.
Yeah, to say the least.
Yeah. I'm so sorry. Like, I know people with small children don't want to know that those things happen. This was in Los Angeles, though. I mean, if you live in a community where people know each other and stuff, probably this isn't an issue. But I was in a place where it was probably very easy to just randomly pick up a kid who, I mean, they were obviously preying on a class of children who might not have known any better. But I was always very alert, and my parents always drilled into me like my phone number and you know where I lived and things like that. So I memorized a lot of numbers and things pretty early. I was always like, hell no, I don't. Oh, I was like, you know, maybe I guess I was just a little weird as a kid. Like I was never very compliant. I had a lot of questions. I wanted to know why. I was never a very good Christian because of that, because my grandparents were like, why can't you just sit through service? And I'm like, well, why is Jesus bleeding all the time? I don't get it.
It's in the small areas too, and I was so paranoid about it. Well, not paranoid, but worried, because he loves numbers anyway. So teaching him certain numbers like phone numbers and such wasn't too hard.
If they know their phone number and they know their address by heart, I think that's the best you can do. And if I had ever been kidnapped, I probably would have been able to recite them back pretty quickly. But it became a practice. So like when my dad took me to school, we had like drills. He was like, well, you know, if something happened to you, what would you say? But I think he did that because he was kind of aware of the predatory environment in which we were living.
I got him, me and a friend of mine, they both boys, were in the same class, and we got them both watches for their Christmas, part of their Christmas, that was within like a 3-foot radius GPS locator, but they could also call on them.
Yeah.
They could call us, they could call each other. We controlled everything from our phones. It's an app,
love that.
and we could
Technology
turn
has come so
all
far. That's so cool.
It really did work. I mean, as far as the within 3 feet thing, we tested that out, and we taught them how to use them and everything, but they were a little bit bigger version of a kid's watch.
Mhm.
So we were worried they would play on them or try to play on them in class. So we had already disabled all the games and stuff during school hours, you know, when they were gone.
Yeah.
And I finally had to tell him, I'm like, look, you don't have to wear it all the time, as long as your backpack's with you. But if you don't have your backpack with you, if y'all are going out of class or you're going out, walking out to that play yard, or you're going wherever and your backpack's not with you, you need to wear it then. That's when, because it was kind of bulky at first, but yeah, so he can call me. I always want him to have a way to contact me at any time. Not necessarily that he needs a phone and have that to be able to play on and all that. No. Something that's just a contact method, and I can track him.
Like a security measure. Like that's just awesome. And because there's technological advances where you can locate people within a bit of a radius, like I wear a panic button at work because I work alone, so I don't wear it around my neck because I'm always afraid I'll like touch it, but I have it in my pocket, or I have it like around my wrist a couple of times, like doubled, so I don't like lose it, or it can't be like dislodged from me very easily if something happened, you know? But like nothing's happened ever at the place that I work, but it's super important that you have those things in place. So yeah, like just kind of Yeah. Like
So you
my
had the
ex-husband, he used to he used to walk to school, like, and he lived within a couple of blocks within his school, but like so many things could have happened on like this big crosswalk, and his mom was just like, whatever. So I love that nowadays, like, at least there's a bit more of a, not maybe helicopter parenting, but at least you have like a little bit of a, you know, a say, like, in what you're, or like not a say, but do you just know where your kid is a little bit, and that's probably a
peace of
safe of
mind
mind
for
that
sure.
people, yeah, exactly. I saw this Black Mirror episode about that where this little kid went missing as a toddler. So the mom had this like this chip implanted into them so they would never go missing again. But in turn, they ended up sort of overseeing some of the more intricate developments of children that happen in their teenage years, like when they fall in love and stuff. So it almost backfires a little bit if you have, but as long as you're able to say within reasonable age, like, hey, like, I don't need to see everything or know everything, but you can still trust them to come home, cool. But within a certain range, like, or age group, I'd be worried too, for sure. But I don't have kids, so I'm just speaking out of nothing.
Like, but you've got the idea. You get it.
But I feel like if I had kids, I'd be like that parent that's like, call me when you get there and don't do it, and, you know, and blah, blah, blah. And maybe I should give them a little more freedom. Like, my grandparents, when I grew up with them, would drive me out to this, like, it was like a rock quarry that would fill with water in the summertime that would just become this, like, huge pool. And she would drive me out there with, like, 3 or 4 of my friends at, like, I don't know, 11, 12 years old, and she was just like, later, and would just, like, drop us all off there. No lifeguard, no life jackets, nothing. She was just like, go swim, have a good time. I wonder if we're more capable of not dying than we think sometimes, and maybe kids can be trusted more than we think, but at the same time, like, you're always worried, like, well, if I just stop paying attention for 1 second, then something bad will happen. And I actually don't know. There's like this huge, like, I guess I've been raised on either side of the parallel, so the over paranoid and the very lax. So I don't really know what the in between is to monitor children's safety.
It's definitely a fine line sometimes.
Well, you want to let them be independent, but then you don't want to, you know, let them make terrible decisions for themselves either, so.
Exactly. I found most of these pictures. I had a few pictures I wanted to show y'all. I've just got to pull them from where
Is
they're
it
at so I
Kaiser?
can show you. I do have a couple of cute ones of him that I found that I was going to show y'all. But you were talking about when you had your hoish stage.
Oh yeah.
The most hoish you had been or whatever. You had your hoish.
It was a pretty ho. It was a ho time.
So I was going to show y'all privately, obviously, but show y'all. Probably not appropriate to put these out publicly. One of my favorite pictures of him, well, one of the many, but one of the favorite ones, he was running. He had to wear these boots, and he had long curly hair. And he just like had his hands flying behind his back, running full speed along the dog pen and hollering. Just ah! And I caught him in motion. Oh, I love that picture.
Did you post it? Sorry.
Oh, I haven't posted it yet.
Oh, okay.
I'm getting it right now. I just was telling you about that one. Let's see. Where's the one? I want to show you that picture without the little things I put on it. I put some stickers on it because it was kind of cool, but I wanted to see if I have a copy of it without it. He was a chunk of monk, that's for sure. Y'all like
My
that.
niece was she was really chunky, and all three of her older sisters and brothers had grown into these lanky, tall people, and I was kind of like, oh, you'll probably be the stunted, more adorable, chunky one. But over the past year, this little hoe has grown probably about a full foot and completely lost all of her baby fat, and she's gonna be just stunning, just like all of them. So I don't know. Genetics are so adorably weird. They just sometimes spur on whenever they want to.
This is true.
My brothers, both of them are 6'1" and 6'2" respectively. I'm 5'4". Like, thanks, Mom. Thanks a lot.
We're right at the same height then.
Are you a 7.5?
No. Been a long time since I was there, but I'm getting there. Getting back to it.
What size shoe do you wear?
8.5 to a 9.5, depends on the type of shoe.
I could get into a 9 sometimes. A 7, maybe, sometimes 7 is more my thing, but. Yeah.
Okay, I'm trying to see who we got in here, so I can know who to send this to. Okay, so y'all can look in the little chat box up here that's within here, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's not public. Like, well, it's not public.
The YouTube live one is, but if you post it in like the mirror chat or something, then it's just for the mirror. Or if you post it in reflections or public, it'll be for everyone.
Where are you
Oh,
talking
actually, I
about?
think reflections is private too.
Megan, where are you talking about this? This what?
I haven't done it yet, but I'm fixing to show it to y'all privately. Hang on just a minute.
In what box though did you say?
I'm gonna actually just create a little private thing. I was looking to see who was in here.
Oh.
At least who I saw was in here and who I figure is listening anyway.
Nobody. Nobody's listening. Just
What
playing.
is that?
Yay!
Hi.
Well, you never know.
I was just wondering where you went, Pa.
I went
It is
outside.
tonight, actually.
Huh?
You
If
went
you
off the
thought that no
chat,
one
so
was listening, it's still in YouTube, yeah.
I
Oh,
thought-
how are you, my baby?
I'm good. I'm getting tired, but I think I'm fighting it.
I get you.
Yeah, I have to be up by 7 so I can eat breakfast. So I don't miss breakfast. Oh, because I missed dinner. I was asleep during dinner time. So, yeah. And then I got to clean my room before my housekeeper comes in.
I gotta clean my house before my housekeeper comes in.
Yeah. Well, she doesn't pick things up off the ground. She just vacuums and does the bathroom and mops and does all that, but nothing else. So, yeah.
I had caregivers that would come into my house after I shattered my heel bone and was bedridden. And I would get up and get in my wheelchair and I would clean my house before they came over because I didn't want them to know how dirty my house was getting.
Yeah.
But it would take me forever to do something because I'd be doing it from my wheelchair. And it was like, hopefully it'll get clean and they won't notice that I'm a pig. And my friends are like, well, if you can clean your own house, why you got caregivers? It's like it took me 3 hours to vacuum. Give me a break.
Yeah.
Okay, so some of y'all that I didn't have on here that are in here, I'm sending you a request so I can put you in here.
All right.
Matsy, if you're awake and listening, I sent you a request because I can't add you into the chat without doing that.
A chat for where?
I'm trying to do a little private text chat real quick so that the people that are here can see what I'm trying to show, but it won't be public.
What do I need to do?
I sent you a friend thing. I think it should have popped up, or maybe it'll